Sup YouTube, it's VSTAR TCG here, and welcome back to our TCG video on my channel. On this channel you get daily Pokemon TCG content, so of course be sure to hit that subscribe button. You're not going to be missing out on any other content because you're going to get them right in your feed. And if you like the video at any given point, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. Only takes one tiny second every time, but does help out the channel tremendously. It is super effective and I am forever grateful. So today we're going to be talking about the top 10 rogue decks coming in the Journey Together / post-rotation format. So if you want to be playing something rogue in your next League Challenge, League Cup, or upcoming regional tournament, this is going to be a video for you. If you don't want to be playing any top tier meta decks, you're also going to be surprised which rogue decks already perform very well in Japan. So this is going to be a top 10, not in any specific order. And also if you want to be taking a look at the best decks in the format, I already made a video about that. You can check it out in the description below, and that way you know which are the most anticipated top 10 decks. But for now, let's check out the rogue deck, shall we? So let's start off right away with Miraidon. Miraidon here is a deck that actually lost a little bit with rotation for Sealstone, Raichu V, Raikou V, Lumineon V, just to name a couple of them. So this is going to be very cool because this deck is performing a little bit in Japan in city leagues with the help of the Joltik. Being able to accelerate energies instantly from the deck is very, very good for this deck. So you go second, and if you don't get the first turn attack off with the help of Crispin and Sparkling Crystal, you can actually start attacking with Pikachu EX instantly on your very first turn going second. So that's very scary indeed. So Pikachu is going to be one of the main attackers now in the deck. We do still have Area 0 under depth, which is going to allow you to, of course, discard some of your bench hitters. Think about Latias Yak sometimes. Think about a Miraidon that you no longer need, or a damage Pokemon. So that's actually super cool because there's Area 0 under depth, as well as the Gravity Mountain. Reducing the HP of Stage 2 Pokemon by 30 is very good. That means Pikachu EX can deal with Dragapult EX, with Charizard EX. All of those Pokemon can get one-shotted, which is super awesome. We still have the Arven package by our side because we still are going to be using the Arven to get, of course, the Sparkling Crystal combo going. So that's good. But you also have a Rescue Board, Defiance Band, and Bravery Charm in your arsenal of tools. You might see there is no generator in this exact 60 because people in Japan are actually using the Joltik to power up on top of Magneton. So you always go second with this deck. Use the Joltik because you have free retreat because of Latias EX. Use that that charge attack, and you can accelerate 2 lightning energies and 2 grass energies, and off you go. You also have the Galvantula, which can deal with Charizard EX as well. So you have Pikachu EX, which can of course be very dangerous, slapping 300 time and time again because you have Crispin. There's also a variety of energies in here. We have grass energy, we have metal energy, as well as lightning energy. So no generators in here. We rely purely on Joltik, and that's going to be helping you out. We also have Blood Moon Ursaluna in the late game as well. So what you pretty much do is you use Joltik, set up an Iron Hands or 2, and then go with that. So then you can amp your way to victory and finish off with Blood Moon to knock out something like a Pheasantipity, like a Latias EX, like a Mew EX, bench hitters that are actually being used in a lot of decks out there. Also, you can go after Teal Mask Ogerpons left and right. So you use Joltik, and that's the main strategy for Miraidon. So you can also make a little bit of a hybrid with some generators and Joltik, but this is what the people in Japan have been playtesting with. So we have a 2-2 line of Magneton, the Joltik, and the Galvantula package on top of that, and they're actually using the Crispin combo to just make it work. So that's pretty much how Miraidon is looking post-rotation. So there are still some different versions right there, but this is one of the more successful builds of Miraidon. Moving forward is going to be Slowking. That's right. I also put this in the rogue category as Slowking hasn't performed all too crazy over in Japan, but it's still a deck you should be careful of because Manaphy has rotated. I know we're getting the Shaman, but the Shaman will only come with the next set. That means in the Journey Together set, Slowking is very dangerous. You can copy-paste the attack of a Kyurem if it's on the top of your deck. You can use that quite easily. Use Academy at night. Put the Kyurem on top and spread everything out of Oblivion. You have Xatu to power up Slowking, but sometimes you can also resort to Reversal Energy, which is super powerful. Other crazy Pokemon you can put on the top of the deck to attack with Slowking are Conkeldurr, which can slap a solid 250. and Annihilate, which can knock out both active Pokemon, which could help in the late game to, of course, get your last couple of prize cards. And there's also Regigigas, of course, against any Terra Pokemon out there. You just knock them out instantly. Dragapult, Charizard, other Terra Pokemon, like Ceruledge, for example, also gets caught in the crossfire with the Regigigas. So a very, very fun deck to be playing with. It uses the Max Rod Ace-Pack card. So if you don't have that, one of the cards that I think it was from Shadow Fable, not too many people have it currently, but yeah, Max Rods, if you don't have it, you can purchase that. And the Lily's Clefairy EX is also something you need, as it's going to be a very nice answer to any Dragon-type Pokemon out there. Think about Raging Bolt that we talked about yesterday, Dragapult EX as well. Lily's Clefairy EX is just really, really strong. So this is the Slowking Deck. It is currently in the top 10 Rogue decks. As we talked about the top 10 mainstay archetypes, or actually the most popular archetypes, it's currently not one of them. So I expect this Slowking Deck to be a surprise in any given tournament. Moving forward, we have Blissey EX. Did really well at the Fukuoka Champions League, but is not that popular still if we take a look at a lot of data. What do we have is the Blissey here, a very tanky Pokemon, 300 HP, and with the help of Munkidori, you can put the Adrenabrain at full force with placing damage counters from your Blissey onto your opponent's Pokemon. You also have some walling Pokemon like Milotic, Fairy Giraffe, and the Cornerstone at your side. So the walling deck is also something we talked about before in a deck profile video, but this is actually using the Blissey as well, and we have access to TM Energize to get the energies into play, and with the Blissey, with the Happy Switch, we can actually switch around those energies from the Blissey to something else, or from any Pokemon whatsoever, because of that ability. So very strong indeed. You also have the trainer card out there that allows you to just check out your prizes here. If you don't know what it does, after counting your prizes, shuffle them and put them on top of the on the bottom of the deck, then take that many cards from the top of your deck and put them down as face down prize cards. So you can alter your prizes, which is good. Definitely with a lot of one-offs in the 60. Tatsugiri, also your mainstay Pokemon to put in the active position. So you can, of course, find your Arven, and with Arven you find your TM Evo and or TM Energize, and off you go. So a very cool deck, Blissey EX. Then we have the Iono's Bellibolt. This is an archetype that actually is quite interesting, as it is not that popular, but it is an archetype that you get in Journey Together. So the Iono's Bellibolt allows you to accelerate lightning energies to your Iono's Pokemon as often as you like during your turn. There's also the Stadium card here. This is a new one, the Levincia Stadium, allowing you to get 2 lightning energies from the discard pile back into your hand. So that's actually super good. You're going to be able to also attack quite crazily with Raging Bolt. So Raging Bolt is a Pokemon we're familiar with because it pairs really well with Teal Mask Ogerpon. In this version of the deck, it also comes as a crazy beat stick, because you can Sada onto your Raging Bolt, attach of the turn, and then use the Iono's Bellibolt to charge up tons and tons of energies onto it to just go for a one-shot. So with the help of the Night Stretcher, it's actually a mixture between Iono's Bellibolt and a Raging Bolt in this deck. So no Voltorbs around. You do have the Iono's Kilowattrol, allowing you to discard a lightning energy from Iono's Kilowattrol to draw until you have 6 cards in hand, which is also a very great draw engine. Definitely if you get Iono'd, you don't even mind, because you have that draw power on board, which is a very strong draw power, definitely in combination with Phasandipity. So Iono's Kilowattrol draws to 6, then Phasandipity, you have 9 cards. So you have to find your combination of Sada, sometimes E-Switch could work as well. You can even attack with the Iono's Bellibolt as well as a lightning type attacker. So very cool deck. This is a mixture, and that I also want to be putting on the list as a rogue deck. You might think why the picnic basket is there. That's actually for the Dragapult matchup. All right, moving forward, we have Feraligatr. This actually won Fukuoka Champions League not too long ago, but it's still categorized as a rogue deck, as it is not very popular still. And it also has a very tough time against any Cornerstone that people have been telling me. So what do we see here is Feraligatr being able to, of course, damage itself. If you don't know what Feraligatr does, let me just showcase. You put 5 damage counter on yourself, and then you can slap 120 damage more to your opponent's active Pokemon. Because of Relicanth, you can use the attack of Crocodile to attack with the hit and run. So you can push up a Milotic, push up a Mimikyu, which is very good. These are wall Pokemon that are going to help you win games, as the opponent will have a hard time dealing with them. But you could also trap opponents with the big bite of the Totodile, trapping them and then finishing the game later. The cool thing is, because you put damage onto yourself, you can use Munkidori to put that damage straight up onto the opponent. So very, very good deck. you have the Precious Trolley to go wide on your board instantly, and with TM Evo, you get your Crocodiles or maybe Milotic out of the deck flying quite easily. So it's actually a super cool deck to be playing around with, the Feraligatr deck. I wonder if it's going to get more popular. As of late, it is still categorized as a rogue deck, but it could become a tier 3, tier 2 deck. Maybe even tier 1 if people are not attacking for a deck like this. So I wonder how good it will be doing in the Journey Together post-rotation format. Then we have Hops Zacian. Hops Zacian is actually a card that is seeing more popularity in an Archelodon deck than in its own mainstay archetype. This is going to be the archetype that they're pushing towards the players here in Journey Together. Hops Zacian EX slaps 30 damage to the active, 30 damage to the bench Pokemon. But the cool news is, with the help of the Hops Snorlax, you're slapping 30 more damage to the active with stuff like the Stadium card. There's a new Stadium card in town, the post-Wick Stadium card, allowing you to slap 30 more damage with your Hops Pokemon. That's already 60 additional damage. And then we have a Hops Choice Belt, Choice Band, allowing you to slap 30 more damage. So that's 30, 30, 30, 90 additional damage output. You're going to be slapping 120 and 30 to the bench with Hops Zacian EX. Very strong indeed. You also come packed with the Cramorant, allowing you to slap 120 damage. If the opponent doesn't have exactly 3 or 4 prize cards remaining, this attack does nothing. So you have a 1 prize beat stick. You can put damage from your Zacian if it gets damage with the Munkidori onto the opponent, as you don't require that many energies. So a very solid deck, but hasn't seen that many crazy results quite yet. So for me personally, I expected more from an archetype like this. You also come back with the Stadium here that allows you to damage the opponent when they accelerate an energy to a non-water type Pokemon. So even though you damage yourself, it's going to help out if they damage themselves. That means you can snipe more easily. And also if you do that, you can Munkidori instantly. So you attach to your Hops Zacian, you damage yourself, and then you can Munkidori all the way to the active, to the opponent's Pokemon, which is super cool. So an interesting deck, but I expected more from this. Currently, it's not that popular and it's categorized in the Rogue deck category. So moving forward is going to be Mimikyu, Cornerstone, Ogerpon. So another wall deck, as you know. Canceling Cologne has rotated. We're using the Pokemon Vitality 80 to, of course, heal, as well as the Ace Pack card of choice. Luxurious Escape will put this Mimikyu to some scary, scary numbers here, because who's going to be able to deal with a Mimikyu these days, right? You also have Penny to loop that, and there's Palpat to, of course, do it again. You have Crispin to power up your Mimikyu instantly. You can also go with the Cornerstone Ogerpon, which is also very scary to deal with for a lot of archetypes out there. So you have the combination Mimikyu, Cornerstone, and this actually is another cool deck in the Rogue deck category. So if you don't like Mimikyu, actually if you don't like Milotic Farigiraf, this is another way to, of course, wall out opponents. You have the Blood Moon for the late game. You have TM Devo to be a little bit annoying, and there is the capabilities of course, using stuff like the Lana's 8 to get all of these Pokemon back. So yeah, Lana's 8 actually just gets Mimikyus back and energies, by the way, because you cannot get Pokemon with rule boxes, unfortunately, as you stated here. Yeah, they don't have a rule box. So yeah, you have to use Night Stretcher for your Blood Moon or Cornerstone if you want to get those back. All right, with that being said, let's dive into the there's three more decks for you. We have Ceruledge. Ceruledge is a deck that loses Pokestop, Radiant Greninja. Is it still good? Well, we have a Reverum. Reverum is going to be the card that allows you to draw cards until you have 6 cards in hand, in order if you just discard an energy from hand. Very cool, because you want to have energies in the discard pile. So we have Squawkabilly, Carmine, and then after that you can focus on Reverum for your draw engine. Not only are you going to be Iono proof, it's going to be the same thing as something like a Radiant Greninja, because you're going to be drawing cards and you're going to be putting energies in the discard pile. So that's the thing you want to have. And there's also a very cool thing with this. There's Luminous Energy, allowing you to, of course, get energies onto your other Pokemon as well, but more importantly Munkidori, so you can, of course, use that Adrenal Brain. Munkidori, a very powerful card still in the format. You have Briar to take an additional prize card if the opponent is at exactly 2 prize cards remaining. So Ceruledge is also popping around left and right. Then Froslass or Budew. this is a deck that if people have not tested against this, they will lose. They were going to be putting too much Pokemon in play with abilities, and Froslass just punishes that. We also have a very cool looking, as you see here, the Spotra EX in the 60, so that's also going to be pretty cool. You're playing Psychic Energies regardless, so that's actually very interesting. We are having Counter Catcher, Gravity Gemstone. You're going to trap opponents, use item lock so they cannot use cards like Switch, stuff like Prime Catcher. They're going to be stuck in the active, and Froslass is going to be doing all the heavy lifting by damaging all of the opponent's Pokemon. Very cool. You're also damaging your own Munkidori, but the cool news is you can put the damage from yourself onto the opponent, which is very, very good indeed. So this is a deck that is very scary because it's going to be item locking the entire game long until it runs away with the game with the help of the Blood Moon. And there's also the Maractus here. If this Pokemon is in the active position and is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, put 6 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. So that's also something you can put in the active position, which is very cool. So if it's almost knocked out, like let's say they knock it out, you put 6 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. So it's actually very cool to just put in the active position with something like an Iono, just put them in the checkmate position, but it also comes back with an attack during your opponent's next turn. The defending Pokemon cannot retreat, so they have to deal with that Maractus, which is awesome. Okay, and the last deck that we're going to be showcasing today in the Rogue Deck category is going to be Mamoswine. Mamoswine is a Pokemon slapping 180 damage plus 40 more for every one of your bench stage 2 Pokemon, and every single turn you can get out a Pokemon from your deck instantly in the hand with the Mammoth Carry. So it's going to be paired up with the Garganacl, which is actually a very cool Pokemon. Once during your turn, you may attach a basic fighting type energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. If you attach an energy that way, heal 30 damage from that Pokemon. So you have Energy Acceleration if you can get this out, and you also have Pidgeot EX. Another way to get stage 2 in play is going to be the Luxray. That's why there's also a reversal energy in the package. So you have your Mamoswine, a ginormous 340 HP. You can use the big air balloon. This stage 2 has no retreat cost, so that's not an issue. If you want to have free retreat, you can find it. There's 4 copies of Arven in this list, and you also come back with the Rock Chestplate. The fighting Pokemon this card is attached to takes 30 less damage. So your Mamoswine will be one of the most tankiest Pokemon in the game, and that's why you're going to be slapping a huge damage. The more the Mamoswine survives, the more Pokemon it can get out the deck. And if you can get a Pidgeot EX out, you can get any card you want. With and with Mamoswine, you can get any Pokemon out the deck. So pretty much, it's gonna be a domino effect where the first Mamoswine gets out the Pidgeot gets something else. So it's a stage 2 box. It's gonna be fantastic for you to try out, and that's the last Rogue deck up on the menu. If you want to be testing these decks out, I have the deck list down below in a pinned comment, so you can also check that out. So you can easily copy paste those deck lists, and this has been the top 10 Rogue decks in my opinion. There's definitely more Rogue decks out there, but these are the 10 I wanted to share today. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. As mentioned, only takes 1 tiny second every time, but helps out the channel tremendously. If there are any Rogue decks you should want to be mentioned on the channel, let me know in the comments as well. And also let me know what favorite deck you saw today. Is there any deck that I showcased today in this top 10 Rogue decks that is your personal favorite that you will test out when Journey Together is tournament legal? Let me know down below in the comment section. Also go check out the sponsors that make the videos possible. DragonShield.com for your sleeves, binders, and deck boxes. Use the coupon ZAPBLUES5 and get 5% off your order. There's TC Evolutions for your damage counters and ability tokens. Use the coupon ZAPBLUESTCG for 10% off. PokemonStore.com for your TCG Live code card needs. Spice up your account with alter arts and illustration rares, and you can get easy codes through email delivery, and you can use the coupon ZAPBLUESTCG for 5% off. There's also cardmarket.com for European players where you're able to buy as well as sell cards to people all across Europe. Use the referral name ZAPBLUESTCG to help support the channel. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. This is Zapdos TCG. I wish you all a fantastic day as mentioned, and I will see you guys tomorrow for more Pokemon TCG content. Peace.